Welcome to your mobility session, and today we're going to focus on the shoulders. You see, your shoulder health need control and not only flexibility. We're going to open the range today, we're going to strengthening stability, and also we're going to reconnect with the full movement. So the first movement today is going to be the wall slide. Find a wall. Once you have the wall, go slightly a little bit lower with your weight, then place your legs shoulder width apart a little bit more down, and then simply tuck your pelvis all the way in. What this is going to create our lower back to be completely against the wall, so that now we can only focusing on opening the shoulders and not putting the pressure on the lower back. If I will do this movement simply standing on against the wall, this is how it's going to look, because naturally the spine is already curved. So it means if I will try to open my shoulders and open my hands in this direction, what happens is that more likely, if I don't have mobility, my back will collapse, putting obviously pressure on the lower back, and this is why we want to go a little bit lower, tuck the pelvis in, and make sure that the core is engaged and the lower back go against the wall. So we slightly go a little bit lower, then from here we're gonna go with shoulder width apart. Now we're in the stable position. We wanna tuck the pelvis all the way in. Now the back is completely against the wall. Then we're gonna put the shoulders against the wall. From here we're gonna go into external rotation of the shoulders. Now for many people this movement is gonna be pretty stiff, pretty tight, because we spend a lot of time in sitting position. So now that we have this, the goal is to have the palm of your hands against the wall, the elbow against the wall, and also your shoulder. And slowly focus on the breathing, and slowly slide your hands upward and slowly slide your hands downward. So here is about control. Don't try to rush the movement, simply breathe into the movement and relax. Nice and slow. Focus on full range, go as much low as you can and slowly up. If you find yourself going a little bit up too much and too fast, you will not have the benefit of the movement. It means if you simply here trying to go all the way up, it doesn't work. Simply feel the movement, and the whole goal is to go into external rotation of the shoulder and really slowly control the movement, but also focusing on the breathing. The reason why we're focusing on the breathing, because the body holds a lot of tension, and also the nervous system, the muscle there most of the time tight. So the breathing helps us to go into this relaxation mode, to relax the nervous system, and to allow us also to go into a little bit more deeper range of motion. Now that we have this, we're gonna go into second movement, and this is gonna simply be the shoulder dislocation. Now when it comes to shoulder dislocation, we have two options. Option number one, we can use the stick. Option number two, we can use the band. Now the difference between the stick and band is that the stick is a fixed object, okay? So you really have to have open shoulders in order for you to perform. So let's take the hardest move first. If I have a stick, okay, it can be a piece of broom, wood, metal. This is a metal one. So what we want to do, the further I am from the stick, it means the more open my hands are, the more is easy. Now this is how the movement is going to look. You find a stable position, and here, very important, you control the movement. You're going to go all the way up, and then imagine that you want to elevate the shoulders, let them pass all the way back, and complete the move. Now you're going to lift it up again, focus on the breathing and full range of motion. This is how it's going to look from the side. Very important, don't bend your arms, don't try to go first with one and then the second one. Simply take a deep breath, open the shoulders, control all the way back. Now the reason why I'm elevating the shoulders when I come up, because from the point of the scapula, if I'm simply raising my hands, I can get stuck in this point. But if I elevate the scapula, now I can go much deeper, okay? So with the stick, the more wider we are, the more easy it is in base of mobility, the more closer it is, the more difficult it is. And then obviously progression will also be to slowly add some weight with the time. So one more time, find a position, deep inhale, elevate the shoulder, all the way full. Elevate the shoulder and all the way full. Now there is also a way, if you feel really stuffed and it's not easy for you to go with both hands, there is another way that we do with the stick, and it's simply to go with one side, then you let it pass behind your head, opening the chest, opening the shoulder, and then simply pass it in the front. Now you can do it only one side, back of the shoulders, fully straight, and then back again, or you can do one side and then backward, middle, and then stop and backward. You see, the whole point here for me is to don't bend my arms, but simply try to do it straight. Now, if I do it with the band and not the stick, the difference is a little bit more interesting, because for people who don't have such a big mobility, this can help, because every time, let's say that you want to open your hands, this will create a little bit more space into your joint so that you can open more. With a bar, we say we're fixed, but here, if my body needs more, you see how I can open more, you see how it's more easy, and come all the way up. Obviously, the progression from here would be to take a thicker band, or simply to make it closer, okay? Very important, control the movement. All the way up, coming forward, all the way on the other side, and coming forward. Nice. Now that you have this movement, we're gonna go again with repetitions, possibly with 10 repetitions, and then find a progression, and obviously try to always keep also your chest up and focus more into the shoulders. Not only imagine that you're simply raising the movement and using your arms. We want to use the shoulder blades for this movement. Okay, movement number 3 is the scapular push-up. Now this is very fundamental, because when it comes to movement, every movement that we do with the upper body, it comes from the scapula. The scapula is controlling every movement. If we're pushing, we are protracting the scapula. In pulling movements, we are retracting the scapula. In the handstand, we need to elevate the scapula. In pulling movements like a pull-ups or dips, we need to depress the scapula. So what happens is that the scapula always make these 4 movements. To make it stronger now and to make stronger shoulder blades, we're going down on the floor. So we're going in a push-up position, okay? Then once when you have a push-up position, we wanna engage the rib cage. Everything is stable. Now, what we wanna do, we simply wanna collapse through the shoulders and then press all the way up. We're gonna hold 2, 3, all the way down. Collapse to the shoulder and all the way up. Now pay attention that my arms are not bending. When you perform this movement, I want you to imagine that your shoulder width apart position, same like a high plank or push-up, and then simply roll the elbows inward, okay? In this direction, when the elbow is in, nothing collapses and you're very stable. Now, if this is too much for you, okay, you can also be on your knees. You see the hands are not going down, only the scapula, and I want you to feel the scapular control. Because here, for example, when it comes to stability of the scapula, the stability is the one that creates actually the mobility. Because if you lose the control, you lose the whole benefit of activating your shoulders. So once when you have this move, if it's too difficult for you, I want you to see in base of the level you are, right? You can also spread the legs for the better distribution of the weight. Slow, 2, 3, and then push, 2, 3, and hold. Back again, 2, 3. And if you think that is too hard, don't worry. You can also go down on your elbow, doing the plank, and then slowly collapse, and then press, 2, 3. Now, don't push with your hips. Simply squeeze everything. The core is active, and only work from your shoulders. Very important for shoulder stability. And also this is gonna give you a very nice boost for every pushing movements that you do, especially for the plank, especially for the push-up, because you will understand how the scapula need to be controlled. Now from here, we're going to move number 4, and this is gonna be a Cuban rotation. Now the Cuban rotation is something that is more likely for, let's say, external rotation of the shoulder, and also your rotator cuff, and also for a powerful scapular control. Now, this is not only mobility, this is mobility, the stability, and then it's also a strength drill. We have 3 in 1. Now we can progress simply with body weight. It means from one position, I want to externally rotate and then slowly coming back. Now for many people, they may be good in internal rotation of the shoulder, but they're not good in external rotation. It means when they come here, they're stiff. I want to be able to go even more from that. Now I can do it banded. You will see many people doing this movement as a warm-up in the gym, right? So I can do it from the side. I keep my chest all the way up. I can put something here and then slowly externally rotate and come all the way. I want to put this aligned. And then obviously in base of my level, I will slowly understand where is the progression. Now here you see the whole movement happen from the rotator cuff. If I put this a little bit higher, now I'm a little bit too low, but let's say that I want to do it here, I can externally rotate and then slowly 2, 3 come down. You see the whole movement come from the back of my shoulder and from the rotator cuff and then slowly control. Now if I want to do it even more powerful, I can also add some movements all the way up, then come all the way down. I can do the same from the side. I can go from here, I can go up, I can go down, I can rotate, I can come up. There is so many powerful ways for us to make this harder and make it better. Now this is something that I personally implement in every day into my warm-up and sometimes even into conditioning when I want to use the weight. The way to use the weight, now you see people sitting in the seated position, you can use it in the standing position, you can use it in kneeling position. So here for example we have 5 kilogram weight, and how I can do it, I can simply go into a position when everything, you can see from the side, when everything, for example, is straight. Then from here, what I want to do, I engage my core so I don't put too much pressure on my lower back. I simply let it go in internal rotation. I control the movement and then pressing from the back of my shoulder and then hold. So 1, 2, 3, pose, pressing from here, pulling and then coming all the way straight, even more if I can, and then slowly down. And then press, 2, 3, and then slowly down. Now we can also do a Cuban press. So from here, I can do with 2 dumbbells, I can press all the way up, go back. Control the movement. You see, I like to control the movement. Bring it all the way back. Now all the weight goes on my shoulder and I press. It's very important, yeah, to understand that many times we confuse flexibility with mobility. See, mobility is really about creating stability into the movement so that we are safe and then obviously slowly build a deeper range of motion. And it's all about control, because if we lose control, we'll lose all the benefits. And for most people, shoulders are very stiff, they're very unstable. Even when they perform the movements, they don't understand how the scapula work. It's really important that you need to understand and slowly condition your shoulders to be more mobile, to be more strengthened, and to also be more in control of the movement. That was it for today. Understand where is your level, go with progression that you feel like, then you can go with 10 or 12 repetitions and then slowly build it up from there. We see you in the next one.